the last of the 2021 Tackle Club saltwater inshore boxes. Let's dive in. Surface presentation. We have from our friends at Rapala, the Rapala Saltwater X-Wrap Subwalk. So these are a little tiny stick bait essentially, but you'll notice that they're quite unique with the little fin that they have at the back. So this essentially helps with its walking, sub-walking action that it has under the water. So with these, you're gonna be perfect for, you know, obviously over your shallower reefs and shoals, you're busting up tuna, your mackerel, your wahoo, stuff like that as well. Even if you're rock fishing, perfect for that, but obviously it's gonna be a top of the water column kind of a lure. So with this one, long cast out and either do a sweeping action that I've mentioned a lot, so sweep and then wind the slack line in and then sweep, or you can just go with a slow to medium retrieve and this thing will just meander along, or your high speed approach, burn it back. You can even add some pauses in there as well. Fantastic top water option from Rapala. Now if you're more into high speed trawling, and we've got one here from Samaki, which is the pacemaker. So I've got here the 140D, this is the deep version. And this is, like I said, a high speed trolling lure. It's this time of year when you start getting like your Spanish mackerel, your wahoo, and your dollies start coming in, your high speed trolling is going to be absolutely dynamite for that. Pre-rigged with some heavy trebles underneath and heavy gear to hold those trebles on. You're in for a winner in these warmer months. Now, if we're going to be slowing it down and anchoring ourselves over some structure, we've got a few different options here. Start off with the two soft plastic options. First one from Samaki, which is the Samaki boom bait. I've got the 7-inch bomb shad here. So they do come with a little jig head in the packet for you today, and these are a very, very tough plastic, so you can catch multiple fish with these, one after the other. Now don't get me wrong, obviously the teeth of a mackerel can shred absolutely anything, but I have had good success catching multiple fish on these previously. With this, you can either work it vertically or cast and retrieve. It's not going to bother it either way, but obviously keep in mind that on the cast and retrieve, you might be more prone to getting snags. If you want to jump down to a smaller size plastic rather than working the really big 7-inch one, we've got one here, which is the Atomics Plazas in a 6-inch jerk minnow, so 1 inch shorter. I've got the Ghost Pearl color, which is one of my favorite colors to fish offshore and pretty much anywhere. It is like a white or a ghost sort of a color. Now rig this with your favorite jig head, obviously to match the depth and the current that you're fishing in. Being a jerk shad rather than a paddle tail style plastic, you're going to whip this and work it a little bit more, as opposed to the paddle tail that does most of the work for you. So something like this, if I was fishing vertically, I'd swap over to the Atomics Plazas rather than the Samaki boom baits. I'd probably be more inclined to work the boom baits on the cast and retrieve and use the Atomics Plazas either vertically instead, or as like I said earlier, a smaller plastic option. Now if you want to stick to the vertical thing as well, we've got one here, CZ, so the Crazy Salt Vibration. I've got the chartreuse black pearl color here, so it's an 80 mil vibe lure, which is going to be perfect for dropping down and just short, sharp, up and down jig motions to get this thing vibrating like crazy. Be careful though with the trebles underneath, you can be prone to snagging. I would probably upgrade these to heavier hooks, especially if you're chasing some of the bigger species. But something like that is going to be, you know, dynamite on some of your summer snapper as well, and any of your reef species that are going to be sitting closer down to that structure, or even in the middle of the water column. Use your fish finder and your sounder to drop this down on their head and vibrate it right in their face. And that's it for the Tackle Club Saltwater Inshore Box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au. Pick a box that's right for you. Have a very Merry Christmas and welcome to the club.